really weird how all of the stories today just kind of work in with one another because we have something, okay? Because at the end yesterday, at the end of the previous video, we talked about how Democrats are just totally out of touch with the working class people. So here we have Ilhan Omar telling the Democrat critics of Defund the Police don't care about those who are vulnerable. So if you don't support defunding the police, you don't care about people who would benefit overwhelmingly with the police. Wait, what? Okay. Oh, right. It begs the question where these fucking people live in, because reality ain't their goddamn residence. On Tuesday's broadcast of the Peacock channel, the Choice's Mehdi Hassan show. You know you're popular when you have to be on fucking NBC's streaming service, which is only used as a proxy for fucking dudes who want to watch old episodes of fucking WWF Raw from the Attitude Era. Representative Ilhan Omar of the great state of Minnesota reacted to Democrat critics of Defund the Police movement like Richie Torres of New York and New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Fringe politicians, obviously. What would they know about supporting a police department and having a strong law enforcement community? By saying that she doesn't know what their point is and saying that you represent the most vulnerable in our communities, because if you care about those who are vulnerable, then you have to do everything you can to keep them safe. Take your own advice, you stupid brother lover. Host Mehdi Hassan asked, how do you feel when you see even self-proclaimed progressives in your party like New York Congressman Richie Torres saying that defund the police is dead? It is. Every fucking police department that's out there that said or made some kind of stupid pledge to defund the police has in fact refunded the police and maybe even gave them a fucking raise because it was a stupid idea that was bound to fucking fail. But whatever, let's continue on with this. In New York City, where many Democrats, including the new mayor, a former police captain, he was in charge of the Black Caucus of, he was kind of like a race baiter for the New York Police Department. More on his backstory. It's just hilarious. Anyways, are loudly distancing themselves from the defund movement. Omar responded, when you see the rise in mental health cries, wait, what? Hey, listen, people are getting shot in the streets. What would she do about it? Well, people are feeling sad and anxious when they see a badge. What? Oh, when you're seeing domestic violence increase because of COVID and other measures. So is she going to speak out against mandates right now? Because that'd be weirdly based. When you see so many people with addiction problems and you see the level of homelessness we have in our communities and you still say we need more resources, shouldn't be allocated to that. Oh no, you were going so well, but then just like your politics, you took a hard left. And it's like, those are two mutually exclusive things that aren't necessarily tied with one another. Just because you think that you can send a fucking social worker, a social worker who can't even bend over to tie their shoelaces and have no idea what the underside of their gun looks like. Sending one of them into a fucking active shooting would somehow de-escalate the situation. You think that they should be funded over, like a SWAT team, but whatever. Okay. All because no-knock warrants. I really don't know what your point is in saying that you have to represent the most vulnerable in our communities, because if you care about those who are vulnerable, then you have to do everything that you can to keep them safe. Yes, exactly. Follow the science and your own advice, stupid. But again, this whole idea of defunding the police is just fundamentally wrong, okay? And we've had the statistics for a while, but I just figure because we're seeing something in real time with more police on the streets, okay, literally resulting in less crime happening, okay? Because like I said, once again, all of the videos today just kind of tie up together very, very nicely. So we got to go back up to Ottawa. Okay, we got to take a look at the violent insurrection of just truckers and with their barbecues, whatever. Resulting in just such a terrible time. Okay, they're just terrorizing the people on the streets. Until you look at actual arrests, crimes that are happening on the street. So either it's a violent insurrection going on right now with no paper trail or any reports, or this is proving in real time that more police in an area result in safer communities. Just saying. Less crime in affected Ottawa district since blockade began, early data suggests. Okay, and this isn't happening in like a normally very, very peaceful, very crime-free area. This is one of the most dangerous areas in all of Ontario, by the way, prior to the truck showing up. And then the trucks show up, and we're just going to see some of the data that's come in so far. Despite reports to the contrary, preliminary police data shows street crime has actually fallen since the Freedom Convoy blockade began at Parliament in Ottawa. Okay, so again, the Liberal Party of Canada wants, actually all the political parties, because they're all basically the same in Canada, want all of these law-abiding, okay, in fact, law-deterring protesters to leave so they can have more pissy, shitty homeless people just taking a dump in the fucking middle of the street and harassing people and assaulting people in the middle of the night. I don't know. Weird flex, bro, but we'll see how it plays out. The truckers blockade over 10 square blocks in the Centertown district and finished its 6th day on Thursday. This is a couple days old, but we already know what the fuck is actually going on. But what about my arson being, conducted by the protesters that are there? You know, the protesters that, didn't say when asked, because they're still suspects or anything. All they were just associated by that same police department who keeps threatening the convoys as being some of the worst people in in history. Okay, and then that I don't know what the fuck you'd call just putting a couple of fire starter bricks and not even being able to light up a carpet in a fucking entryway of an apartment associated with the convoy. Ooh, you can go ahead and point at that stuff, but there is absolutely zero tangible links there outside of just some slander from some motivated actors. Anyways, to continue, here's what we actually have. There have only been 3 reports of street crime in the district since the protests began. For mischief, what exactly does that mean? Okay, mischief, whatever. Robbery, what exactly? Robbing people of their peace of mind because the honking won't... We got it. And auto theft. Point of contention, all of the protesters that are down there drove themselves there. Okay, so auto theft. Do you think that anybody who's actually affiliated with the protesters, not that this article is actually claiming that, but this is crime that's happened in the district, okay, auto theft, okay, do you think that anybody would be down there who is sympathetic to the convoy trying to steal a car? I'm just asking, I'm just wondering. In the weeks before the protests, the same district saw 31 police calls. Slightly down, wouldn't you say? 31 the week before, then 3 for robbery, assault, drug trafficking, public drunkenness. Wait a minute. You have a bunch of truck drivers. You have a bunch of ne'er-do-well rednecks that are out there, and you don't have any calls for public drunkenness. And this was like Tuesday that this report came out. Oh, wow. Couldn't even catch anybody. You couldn't even cite anybody from an open container over the weekend. God, that sucks. Stolen vehicles, store break-ins, and other crimes. Yeah, but I've been told by my elected politicians that the convoy are the ones that are hurting small businesses and not, anybody in Ottawa itself, right? Okay. There have been no riots, injuries, or deaths, Police Chief Peter Slowly said through gritted teeth Wednesday at the Municipal Police Services Board. We are arresting, charging, and investigating bad actors. It's just... sometimes you have to wrestle with reality, and if business was good, oh boy, this would be headline news, but... it's few and far between. So far, the charges against truckers are routine traffic violations or breaches for local noise bylaw for horn honking, especially if you're 78 years old and you get wrestled to the ground. So yeah, an influx of police that are down there actively looking for reasons to break up the convoy has resulted in a cleaner, safer, happier environment. I don't know, man, but they be honking, though. What about from a guy who's literally in the belly of the beast, okay? This dude, the last based man in Los Angeles. Defunding the police leads to skyrocketing homicide rate. LA County Sheriff. That is Alex Villanueva, a guy who's called out LeBron James on multiple occasions and just be like, hey, we got a couple of shot cops. Can you go ahead and, you know what, put down your China sucking for a moment and then just tweet out that we are trying to fucking find somebody, okay? No? Oh, okay, cool. You're just getting a fucking Mickey Mouse hand job. Okay, cool. That'd be that'd be great if you'd help us out. It is, you claim to be, you claim that Los Angeles is your city, but you won't do anything to actually help. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna have to go ahead and do this on my own, I guess. Defunding the police has caused a 94% increase in homicide in Los Angeles County and brought serious safety concerns to the public. No, I was told by Ilhan Omar that if you care about the people, you should be defunding the police. What is this increase in homicide and serious safety concerns to the public? What the fuck are you talking about? This is misinformation. I think that we need a disclaimer on that, according to the Los Angeles County Sheriff. Yeah, what does he know? He is calling on residents to hold the elected officials accountable and end this woke ideology. Defunding has consequences. Yeah, you're right. We should have more social workers down there. Sheriff Alex Villanueva told Epoch TV, California Insider Program, in an interview broadcast on February 8th. He said the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors is now the only government entity in the nation to double down on defunding the police. Other municipalities such as New York City, Chicago, Seattle, San Francisco, and Austin all turned around and seeing spikes in crime and started pleading with those who left to come back. But you take a look at those places, okay, and at the time, New York City had a tyrant as a mayor. Now they just have an ineffectual cuck. Chicago, are you going to call Beetlejuice anything but a bloodthirsty, aspiring dictator? Really? Seattle, yeah, they just had to, capitulate to the mob. Oh, it's the summer of love. And then once there was a microscope on there, just be like, no, yeah, we actually, we like the cops and we don't like to have active shooters running around our streets. That's weird. San Francisco, they just have enough problems. And once you start defunding the police, you just realize that, oh, fuck, we don't have anybody to go around and pick up needles. And Austin, it's Texas, after all. They were just like, stop this fucking bullshit. And they're like, okay, fine. We're just trying to be weird. Well, go be weird somewhere else. They defunded $145 million in my first fiscal year in office, and I started with a $101 million deficit. Holy fuck. They took another $116 million away in the second fiscal year, and they followed up by taking 1,281 positions away, budgeted positions, and inevitably what happened, skyrocketing homicide rate, 94% increase in 2 years. It's enormous, Villanueva said. In modern times, anybody had a 10% increase in homicide, they'd be called to the carpet. They'd be an angry crowd at town hall. Oh, want to recall the mayor, the chief of police. We get 94% and we hear crickets. Exactly. But you know what? You have the support of Ilhan Omar, and does anybody else really need anything else? Just ask her family. But yeah, Godspeed to this dude, because he's trying. He's one of the last elected officials in Los Angeles and Los Angeles County trying to do something. He was the sheriff who came out after all the vaccine mandates and mask mandates for Los Angeles County were being implemented, and he's like, no, we're not wasting time just enforcing these fucking petty tyrants' whims. We got serious shit to do, like trying to stop somebody from shooting somebody. God willing, he'll eventually get some back up, but things could get rough for Los Angeles because, well, they kind of fucking bit down hard on these types of policies. But we'll see what happens. We'll see if they get some help. Based on current voting trends, not likely, but hopefully he at least makes it out alive, and Godspeed to his sheriff's department as well. With that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.